That heavy morning fog happens because you are forcing an unready brain to switch on before it feels safe to do so. Today, we are going to move past using willpower to drag yourself out of bed. Instead, we'll look at the specific biological systems that dictate your energy. To do this, we are going to build a personalized system called the Clear Wake Blueprint. Grab a pen and a piece of paper, or open a blank note on your phone. We are going to build this together right now. By the time we finish these 4 steps, you will have a plan to ensure your brain is chemically primed to activate before your alarm ever sounds. Your brain runs on scheduled chemistry. To wake up efficiently, it requires the predictability of a fixed routine. This graph shows your daily cortisol levels. Every morning, your body is supposed to release a sharp spike of cortisol to provide activation energy and focus. But your brain schedules this release in advance. It doesn't just react to your alarm clock. When you wake up at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, then hit snooze until 7 a.m. on Wednesday, your brain never locks in a schedule. This causes the chemical signal to fragment, leaving you feeling heavy and disoriented. Anchoring an identical wake time every single day allows your brain to synchronize that cortisol spike to a single predictable moment. On your paper, write down one permanent wake time. This is step 1 of your blueprint. This anchor applies to your weekends as well. Consistency here programs tomorrow's activation. Establishing this biological anchor transforms cortisol from a scattered response into a reliable source of morning fuel. Next, we have to determine when you go to bed. The standard 8-hour rule often fails because sleep is a series of active, rolling cycles. Your brain moves through 90-minute sleep waves. When an alarm interrupts the deepest phase of one of these waves, your brain crashes, resulting in prolonged grogginess. This timeline shows those waves. Notice that an 8-hour alarm often lands directly in the trough of a deep sleep wave. You end up dragging your brain out of its heaviest state. To wake up clean, you must surface when a wave crests. These natural exit points occur at exactly 6 hours, 7.5 hours, or 9 hours of total sleep. Choose one of those 3 intervals. Now subtract that amount of time from the wake anchor you set in step 1. Record that calculated bedtime as step 2 on your blueprint. Calculating your rest this way ensures you are waking in rhythm with your brain's natural cycles. Now that the schedule is set, we have to address the first 5 minutes of your morning. Your brain ignores the sound of your alarm, but it trusts the physical transition from darkness to brightness. Waking up in a dim room keeps your brain in night mode. Without bright light, melatonin doesn't shut off, and you stay stuck in a state between sleep and wakefulness. Checking a phone in a dark room is insufficient. The brain requires the signal of immediate exposure to room-filling light to finalize the waking process. For step 3, write down a physical light trigger, like opening blinds or turning on a lamp, to be performed within 5 minutes of your alarm. Think of this light exposure as a mechanical switch. It sends the final chemical command to your brain that the day has begun. Morning resistance often begins the night before. When you end your day with unfinished tasks and scattered thoughts, they linger in your mind as open loops. Your brain hates these loops because they represent uncertainty. Because your nervous system interprets uncertainty as a threat, it intentionally delays waking up to avoid facing the chaos it expects to find. You can close these loops by creating a consistent 3-step evening shutdown sequence, such as writing a to-do list for tomorrow and laying out your clothes. Write this 3-step sequence as step 4 on your blueprint. Proving to your brain that tomorrow is organized removes the reason for it to resist activation. You now have a set of times and actions tailored specifically to your own physiology. The final challenge is your own self-perception. Your brain will try to protect the belief that you aren't a morning person. You cannot think your way out of that belief. You must override it by following this blueprint tomorrow morning to collect the evidence that you can wake up clear. Place this blueprint next to your bed tonight as a contract with yourself. When you align with your biology and remove the sources of friction, waking up becomes the path of least resistance.